Hello, my friends. My name is Antonio, and you are welcome to Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel, the only format here on YouTube where every day I'm showing a property for sale in the Italian market. Okay, my friends, so let's start and let me introduce you today's property, which is quite interesting. Very, very nice property, I have to say. Quite spacious, enough rooms, little garden, and not far from the seaside. Okay, so we are in Abruzzo region. We are in Teramo province. Teramo is one of the four provinces of Abruzzo region, which are Teramo, L'Aquila, Chieti, and Pescara. Teramo is the northern province of Abruzzo region, the one that is bordering with Marche region and Ascoli Piceno province. So we are very, very close with the border with Marche region. So I have to say, personally, beautiful area. Not extremely far from the sea, as I said. We are in Civitella del Tronto Municipality, and we are in a small hamlet called Fucignano. Now, let's see, my friends. Detached house for sale in Fucignano. It's not really a detached house. It's more like a semi-detached property in this small hamlet. Then the asking price is 49,000 euro. We'll discuss about the asking price because anyway, 49,000 euro is not extremely expensive, but at the same time is not extremely low. So we are in between, let's say, a range, but for sure the price is negotiable. Then the size of the property, we are talking about 90 square meters, which is around 1,000 square feet, tiny bit more than 1,000 square feet. 6 rooms, and we should have 2 bathrooms. If I'm not wrong, in this property, we should have 2 bathrooms. Okay, my friends, now we can move to Google Maps to understand better the location of the property. So, as we see, we are in the center of Italy. So, central part of Italy, lovely, is one of the most appreciated, let's say, by expats from all over the world that are looking, let's say, for inexpensive properties. This area still keeps, let's say, affordable prices. Then we are not far from Teramo, let's say. Okay, here going southern direction from the property, we go to Campli, which is another lovely town, so we are very close to Campli, and at the same time we are quite close to Teramo, which is the capital of the province. Then going northern direction, we reach Ascoli Piceno, which is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful towns in Italy, and extremely livable, surrounded by beautiful greenery, woods, farming land, not far from the seaside. So extremely lovely and interesting area. Let's keep zooming in. Ok, here it is, Fucignano, Fortezza e Museo delle Armi e Mappe Antiche. So there is a museum about the old weapons in the history. You know, Italy is full of history. Then we are very close to Civitella del Tronto, where we see here this hotel ristorante Fortezza. Seems like there is a fortress, an old fortress here in Civitella del Tronto. So here we have Civitella del Tronto, let's say a small town, but with all type of services basic services that we may need. And here we have Fucignano, these lovely hamlets surrounded by lovely woods and also agricultural lands. Anyway, we'll go back later on uh, to Fucignano to investigate the distances to the main location, and at the same time a bit of Google Street View, even if the seller didn't disclose the exact address. Now, the hamlet is quite small. We will drive through and we'll see if we can find out approximately where the property is. Okay, let's go back now to the property and let's start investigating and finding out all we have to know about this property. I remember I listed this property as a favorite quite a while ago. Let's say, I think few months ago, maybe nearly 6 months ago. Maybe I didn't go through because the price was a bit too high according to the standards of my channel, but we see here in property description basically that the price is reduced. Now, we don't know initially what was the price. Probably I selected as a favorite, but I believe that probably the price was above 60,000 euro. And that's why I didn't, let's say, put in my list, let's say, just not to make a video, but just as a favorite. Okay, property description. Let's read. But now, my friends, if you like this format, if you like the videos, if you like the way I'm introducing and showing you the properties, you are welcome to put like and subscribe. It's highly appreciated. Okay, price reduced. Now, again, we don't know what it was the initial asking price, but we might guess that if the price was already reduced, could be reduced even more. That's why, in my opinion, it's an extremely negotiable property. Price could range between 30 and 40,000, in my honest opinion. Now, townhouse for sale in Fucignano, Civitella del Tronto Municipality, in the heart of Fucignano. So from here we can guess that we are in the center of the hamlet, in the municipality of Civitella del Tronto. We offer for sale a townhouse arranged over 2 levels for a total of approximately 90 square meters. I say 1,000 square feet. The property, built in 1960s, features a functional internal layout and well-defined spaces. On the ground floor, there is an entrance hallway. To the right is a room with a fireplace that leads to the large and bright living room. Okay, so here we are on the ground floor. Living room plus a room pre-living room, while to the left is the eating kitchen with a back kitchen equipped with a small half bath. So we have a kitchen, then we have an extra half kitchen that can be used technically as a pantry, plus a half bathroom, means a service one without shower. From the hallway, an internal staircase leads to the sleeping area on the first floor, consisting of a corridor, a bathroom with a bathtub, and two double bedrooms, one of which has access to a small balcony. Also, from the corridor, it is possible to access via a retractable ladder the attic. So we have a hatch, and with a retractable ladder, we can access to the attic, which is not habitable, but can be used as a convenient storage space. That's fine. Outside, the property has a garden of approximately 60 square meters, so not very big, tiny bit less than the size of the property, with a gate for pedestrian access. The window frames are made of wood with single glazing, with the exception of some recently replaced aluminum double glazed windows. The shutters are plastic, the flooring is ceramic, and there is currently no heating system. Okay, this is, let's say, a key point, but technically I could say that, let's say, as a holiday home, this could be a perfect place with no works to do, let's say, simply because the house is already in a good condition. Technically, if you decide to spend the summery months, that which are going from the end of March till the end of October, technically there's no need of heating system. Here in the south of Italy, mainly the heating system goes for November, December, January, February, and partially March, these 5 months. The property represents an ideal solution for those who want an independent house in a quiet area with the possibility of customizing the rooms according to their own needs. Okay, and then you can contact the agent. Here, I can also say that below in the description, you will find the link of this property on Idealista. And so technically, you can investigate yourself if you might be interested. Now, detached house, I say semi-detached, one floor, but the property is on 2 floors, 90 square meters, 1,000 square feet, 6 rooms, if we count the half kitchen, let's say. If we count the pre-room before the living room, which with a fireplace, which is another lovely and cozy place, plus the living room, plus the kitchen, eating kitchen, and the two bedrooms, we might count 6 rooms. Balcony, good condition, built in 1967, no heating. Okay, heating obviously can be provided in different ways, should be investigated. In this case, the option that I would prefer is a thermal fireplace. So, because the house has a fireplace, I would make a system that provides hot water through the fireplace, simply because if you decide to not spend long periods, it could be the best and the more efficient. Technically, we could also go with solar panels and make it electric. So different options or going for gas system, but I don't know. I believe anyway there is the chance to make it. But anyway, all of these three options have costs, let's say. That's why I would go for a reduced, for even for, let's say, higher reduced price. Like, as I said, between 30 and 40,000. Also because 544 euro per square meter, in my opinion, is a tiny bit high. Okay, that's why I would drop it, bringing the price down between 30 and 40. Obviously, the best deal would be 30. Let's say up to 35 would be an extremely good deal, but we'll see now through the statistic the attention to this property. Because also through these data here, we can figure out, let's say, the interest towards this property. Now, listing updated on the 5th of June. Let's say 3 months ago, tiny bit more than 3 months ago, we have July, 2 months ago, let's say July and August, more than 2 months, 2 months and a half, but was just updated. I don't believe it was listed. We have 2,810 views, which is a good amount, but probably was listed before. We don't know how long it was for sale. We might guess, for sure, I guess, by my understanding, could be more than 1 year. In this, let's say, time, we have only 2 email inquiries, which make me curious that there's no really big interest towards this property. I see sometimes properties which are not even interesting like this one with much more email inquiries. In this case, so we have only 2 people. That's why if the property is listed for more than 1 year, they had only 2 email inquiries. Let's say if you make your offer from 30, they might even accept it. They will try to bargain, but so you have to set the price, maybe going and say, I offer 25, and then to try to bring it still under 35. Because if it's for so long for sale, 70 times safe to favorite. So there is a kind of interest. I'm on one of these who saved as a favorite, but we see that anyway, we have only 2 email inquiries. Okay, my friends, now today I would start from the virtual tour. Now, when they have virtual tour, I always prefer, let's say, okay, we go full screen. Image is a bit blurry, but we'll find out anyway. We'll have quick look to the virtual tour just to have an idea about the property, and then we will also go quickly through the pictures. So they start here from the living area. Okay, so we have a living area, a bright living area. So we have a lovely window, kind of spacious enough. We have new floor tiles. We have 2 windows, one is closed here and one is here. So from these, we are already understand that the house should be free, at least on 3 sides. Then we have also a bed. Actually, we see another window here, yeah. So basically, this part of the house looks like it's free on 3 sides. We have a dining table, but I see it as a cozy and lovely living area, let's say. Spacious enough. So we have space for sofas, couch, television, and if we want, also a dining table. Maybe they sell the house furnished. I don't know. Obviously, this type of furniture, I don't know if we might be interested. Okay, now here we are in the pre-living room. Basically, if we go this way, we go back to the living area that we have just seen. So we have this extra room, which is quite interesting. Not extremely big, but could be a cozy living space in front of the fireplace, which is lovely. We have another window facing the main entrance side, because from here we have the hall where the main entrance is, plus the stairs, and then the area that goes to the kitchen, half kitchen, and extra bathroom. Okay, anyway, interesting space. Here, this area has all new tiles. Electrical system looks fair enough, I'd say. Maybe it is in need of an inspection, it is in need of an upgrade, maybe new switches, new sockets, but that's not really a big expense. Okay, then from this hall, so behind we have the main entrance. I show you now here. And we have a decent main entrance door here. Then here we go to the kitchen. And here we have the stairs leading up to the first floor. Okay, let's enter first into the kitchen. Okay, let's try to figure out where the entrance. Okay, so basically we have two main entrances. It says that the house anyway has a little plot of garden, let's say little courtyard. From here we exit. From the kitchen we go to the courtyard. From the main entrance as well. We have different floor tiles, but overall in a good condition. So let's do a 360 degrees of the kitchen. Dated kitchen, without dated kitchen, but I see a new boiler here for the hot water. We have a spacious enough kitchen because we see a dining table. So it's an eating kitchen, we see, spacious enough. And from here we move to the, let's say, second kitchen, half kitchen, pantry, and also to the first bathroom, which is a service bathroom. Now, as we see, okay, this space is occupied by a lot of furniture. We have a window, and we have an extra table, also tiles. We have tiles which are different from the kitchen one. Looks like they put these tiles after. So we have an interesting space because could be used technically as a pantry and also as a laundry. Okay, we can put an extra fridge, freezer, in case a bigger freezer if we want to store food. Depends, obviously, if we live all the year around or not. Technically, this space, I'm not saying that could be used as an extra bedroom, but it's not that small. And here we have the door of the bathroom, of the service bathroom, which they're not showing here, but they're showing in the general pictures of the property, which we can have a look later after the virtual tour. Okay, let's go a bit outside to understand the area, the outdoor area, also to try to understand the property. Okay, okay, I see the balcony here needs to be repainted and let's say a little treatment simply to make it, it's solid enough. I don't see any cracks, nothing major, but anyway, it is in need of attention. Okay, here we have the entrance to the kitchen. Here we have the entrance to the little hall where on the right develops This is the room with the fireplace, and then it develops the living area. Here we can see also on the right of this window, one of the windows of the living area. Then this area in front of the house, I think is partially shared to the property. I think belongs this area with the asphalt. And I think the garden is here on the right hand side. So we are not completely isolated. We have few properties around. Basically, we see we can access by car up to here. I see this gate, which anyway gives the access to the garden. Okay, let's re-enter now into the property. And so this is the living room, the living room, kitchen, half kitchen. Let's go to the upper floor, to the first floor, where we have two rooms, two bedrooms, and a bathroom. Let's start from the bathroom. Let's see in what conditions the bathroom is. And so we have bidet here. We have the sink. We have the bath and the toilet. Okay, I have to say we have another boiler for the hot water, an electric boiler. Then here, okay, I see a very outdated toilet. Uh, then anyway, we have a window. They say in some rooms the windows are single glazed, and in some area are double. I think here on the upper floor are single, and the one that I saw on the first floor, on the ground floor, in my opinion, they were double glazed window. I don't dislike this style, but anyway, I see old bidet, old sink, old bath tube, which I'd rather go, for example, for a shower, for a cubicle shower, in this case, and very old toilet here. So yes, the bathroom is a part that is in need of a bit of attention. Okay, now here we are back to the hall in the landing area. Let's enter in the first bedroom. Okay, which is a quite spacious bedroom. We have lovely floor tiles, and we have a balcony door. We have balcony. Anyway, as I see, these frames are fine during the summer, less fine during the winter. I won't care too much if I'm spending only, let's say, summer times. Let's see the ceiling, if we have any problems technically with leakages and the roof, but everything looks fine here. The doors overall are fine. Obviously, it always depends to the level you want to upgrade the property. In the corridor, we also have these lovely floor tiles, which I would keep. Then we have the hatch leading to the attic floor, which is only usable as a storage place, so not livable. And here we are in the second bedroom. Okay, tiny bit smaller than the one before. I think it fits easily a double bed. Okay, so this could be a guest room. Okay, then we have a lovely window. All the rooms have windows. So everything looks fine. I'd say the property it is in need of a bit of attention. The electrical system, overall, the wires might be fine. I don't think the wires might have major problems, but the switches I see are all a bit outdated. Okay, let's go back now. So we have seen all we had to see through the virtual tour. And now I think, okay, this impegno ingresso, we are back to the ground floor. Internally, the main entrance door looks fine, externally, a bit less. At least we have all the same doors in the house. The floors, we have these marble stairs. The floors, the tiles of the floors are fine. So there are some details, but overall, let's say 49,000 euro up to now. Let's say again, price reduced, could be more negotiable. Even 49,000 euro is not that bad for such a property. I saw properties in a worse condition than this going for nearly the same price. So I'd say they have a kind of urgent sale. They want to make a quick sale, in my opinion. Let's go. Let's have a quick look at the pictures, very quick, because we have already seen through the virtual tour. So living area, master bedroom, living area, pre-living room, okay, the room with a fireplace, cozy space, back first floor, bathroom, second bedroom, which we see here is not that small anyway. Okay, overall structure of the property is fine. Kitchen, here this is the half kitchen, the one at the back of the kitchen. So I'd say laundry, pantry. And here we have the bathroom on the first floor that we haven't been able to see it through the virtual tour, which it looks anyway even better than the one on the first floor that we have just seen. So for me, this bathroom is not in need of renovation. Obviously, the weakest point of this property is that there's no heating. It is in need of some maintenance. From here, we see that the property access, there is this gate that access to the rear of the house. Now, my friends, my question is it detached or semi-detached? Because from here, I'd say looks even could be detached. Technically, I don't know if there is a part that maybe is connected, uh, attached to another property. Uh, anyway, this space in front of the house is private, can be used easily, and can also be used anyway, the space, the garden on the rear. Okay, we saw all the rooms. Okay, maybe here we can foresee a tiny bit better the rear part of the house. Again, there is parking space. That's very important. The property went through some renovation because here in the ad say built in 1967, but obviously it's not in the original condition that was built in 1967. We saw upgrades during the years. Okay, my friends, now we have seen all we had to see about this property. Let's start investigating about the distances the location, to understand a bit better also the value of the property. Okay, let's go, for example, to Civitella del Tronto. Civitella del Tronto, which is, anyway, Fucignano is part of Civitella del Tronto Municipality. And so we reach Civitella del Tronto in 13 minutes. Okay, I thought because it's not very far on a straight line, but it seems like you have to drive a bit around, which is not really the best solution, I have to say. So from here, 13 minutes, the shortest distance. 13 minutes. Okay, then anyway, in Civitella del Tronto, we find all type of services that we might need, basic services that we might need. We have Rocche di Civitella, which, for example, is another closer destination, Rocche di Civitella. but I guess is another hamlet. Rocche di Civitella takes 8 minutes to reach Rocche di Civitella. Then let's see if we find another place. We have this town, Ripe. Let's see in the northern direction. Villa Pass. Okay, we are quite close to Villa Lempa, which is a quite big town. I didn't see it before. Villa Lempa. Let's see. We are only 6 minutes driving, and in Villa Lempa we have all type of services that we might need. So half of the way to Civitella del Tronto. Okay, we see that. Anyway, we find most of services that we might need. Okay, let's focus now. We have investigated the nearest towns, and now let's focus on Campli, which is another interesting town in this area, and we reach Campli in 19 minutes. Quite big town. Then keep going southern direction. We go to Teramo, which is the capital of the province, and we reach Teramo in 26 minutes, which is a very short distance, and we are already in a big city. I'm not showing you today public transports because when the properties are in the hamlets, let's say overall, mainly we don't have main public transports driving through these places. So, but I believe there are some public transports, but in this case, it's important to go, for example, from Teramo, and then from Teramo we can commute to anywhere we might need. Let's see how far we are from Ascoli Piceno, which is already, as I said, in Marche region. Beautiful town, 27 minutes, but let's say that we might reach already the kind of industrial area in 20 minutes. I'm saying industrial area in the understanding that we might find anyway services, mechanics, and much more shopping centers. Let's say the new part of Ascoli Piceno, because Ascoli Piceno is a very historical town, middle-aged town, and so basically, obviously, they built new infrastructure in this area, which it looks anyway quite closer, Via del Commercio, so the street of the business. So yeah, I'd say in 20 minutes, just after Villa Lempa, we are already in Marche region. Okay, now the last distance I want to check is how far we are from the seaside. So technically we have Alba Adriatica, Tortoredo Lido, which they look like the nearest seaside destination. We also have Giulianova, which is a quite big town in Abruzzo. Let's start from Giulianova. We reach Giulianova in 47 minutes. Let's see Tortoreto Lido and Alba Adriatica. Tortoreto Lido. Let's see. We reach Tortoreto in 40 minutes. And then let's see Alba Adriatica. Adriatica. Okay, wait, I made a mistake. Alba Adriatica, which means Adriatic dawn, sunset, let's say. Alba is sunset. 43 minutes. So not in a very long distance, we are already on the sea. And then obviously, if we are mountain lovers, we also find anyway very interesting mountains destination in a short distance. Also ski slopes. Now here obviously I can tell you already, if you're interested in railway or hospitals, Ascoli Piceno or Teramo. These are the two towns which you can rely mainly for healthcare and for public transports, but also Campli. But let's take these two towns, two cities, Teramo and Ascoli Piceno, because they are capital of the provinces and generally these towns have more services. Okay, my friends, let's now try to do few minutes of Google Street View. Let's just keep zooming in, simply to understand a bit better the area. I checked before and I couldn't see the property. But now, because this is the hamlet, we'll just have a quick drive to understand as well a bit the area. As we see, we are in a farming area. Okay, let's drive. Olive groves, fruit trees. Anyway, we see few properties. There are also villas in this area. Generally, wealthy Italians prefer to live in this type of housing solution rather than in the towns. Okay, let's keep walking. In my opinion, the property should be here on the left-hand side of this hamlet. Let's see if we can figure out anything. Okay, we have private gates. Probably these, most of the people who are living here anyway, they might be farmers. Okay, the house could be, for example, in this area here on the left-hand side, through this access here, and then going behind this property, behind these trees, which it looks like. Okay, but anyway, we keep driving, we keep walking, we have lovely terrace here, lovely balcony. Okay, let's see. I think this is all the hamlet. Again, could be the perfect solution for someone interested in a peaceful countryside place, let's say, far from the noise of the towns. So, let's say, perfect solution for someone that is looking for a lovely retreat. So then on this side, we have a look to the seaside destination. Here we might have this fortress that was mentioned before. Okay, my friends, so this is it for today. This property for sale here in Abruzzo region, Teramo province. Now here we are going to the fields, to the countryside area. There are still maybe few houses. Let's see. I'm trying to go, but I don't think the property is in this area. Here we go a bit higher. Anyway, my friends, this is it. If you have watched up to now, put like and subscribe, and then you can share in the comment section your opinion. Okay. Now this picture here, okay, this is quite interesting. I forgot to say that what I'm showing you here on Google Maps, on Google Street View now, was recorded in 2009, so 17 years ago. I believe, for example, many properties have been upgraded, renovated. So what we see here in these images now here was dated on this one here on 2023, but the one before, because it's written at the bottom, 2023, let's see. So here, from here is 2009. Okay, and then from here, 2023. Okay, my friends, this is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you here tomorrow for another property for sale on Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. Bye!